3 months, October, November, December. You've got 3 months left in the year and you have one of two choices. You can do what you've been doing year after year after year after year, which is literally nothing until January 1st when you have a spurt of motivation and you decide that you're going to change your entire being, and then you do it for 2 weeks and then those goals are never seen or heard of again. Or you can see the opportunity in front of you and take the next 3 months and commit to the actions that are going to produce that version of yourself. So that on January 1st, you're not sitting there looking in the mirror, disgusted and disappointed with who you've been and the fact that you've repeated this cycle over and over and over again.
Fuck university. Fuck giving up 4 years of your life to go study something that you're never gonna use or ever be successful. If you wanna be rich, and I'm talking about rich, fuck college, work on yourself. In 4 years, you can learn a craft. In 2 years, and perfect it in the other 2. Going out with these girls to the parties, to the clubs. Fuck your boys that just want to go smoke and have fun. Lock in, get to work, and get rich while the time is now. You don't want to regret living in your 20s and then living the miserable life in your 30s. Live miserable in your 20s, enjoy your 30s.
Don't be sitting on your deathbed and having any sort of regrets. I think about that all the time. I just think, man, I want to do whatever the I want to do with this life. I think about my parents, and not that they live a really good life, but like they have to deal with certain things, and I see the 99% of other people, they're just like, I hate my job, I hate my life, I hate this. Like, it's just all so much hate in the world. It's like you can literally turn your life into whatever the you want it to be. Whether it's like you want to go climb rocks for a living, you can do that, and you can live the happiest life ever. And it's just super sad that a lot of people can't grasp that. They can't even understand the possibility of a happy life in today's day and age. And trust me, I was the same exact way until life slapped me in the face and said like, yo, you might actually be able to turn your shit around. And I was able to do it. I know everybody else is able to do it too. So you might as well start today. Time's always ticking. The time will never slow down for anyone. So I guess might as well get onto it.
Anything else that can make this kind of money this fast, and have this kind of consistency with just, it's always going to be there. It's never gonna go away. Like, it's not going to be like a company that can pretty much shut it down any kind of way. This is like the world. Like, we're playing with markets. It's a common thing with what banks do. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, like, it's stable. It's stable income once you actually learn the skill set.
Absolutely.
Person. One person. That's all it takes is one person to break that barrier. And once that barrier is broken, once you break that barrier, trust me, look back at, when school used to preach $30,000 a year starting off. What? That can be made in a day. What are you talking about?
Trading was the best thing I've ever done in my life. I'm telling you, trading is the best thing. Why? Because think about it. You don't have anyone to report to. You have no bosses. You have no clients. You have no one to work with. You have nothing. From someone who has these businesses and all these other things, I can fall back on trading at any given time. You can shut down and just go to Thailand, Bali, Dubai, wherever you want to go in the world and just trade. Not only can you just trade, it's just a click of a button. Of course, getting to this stage was incredibly hard. It took me 4 years to see any profitability, but when you are here, it's worth it. It's worth the blood, sweat and tears. It's worth every ounce of hard work, because it is true freedom, doing what you want when you want.
There's a reason why the best traders are so rich, because there's so few people that can do it, right? It's just like anything else. You get a job that everybody can do, you're not going to get paid a lot of money by definition, supply and demand.
So if you want to become a millionaire in trading, you have to be ready for your family not to believe in you, your friends not believe in you, your girlfriend not even understand what you're doing. But it's part of the journey. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just doing something that your regular traditional family is not used to. And it's something that's still getting used to the society. But I'm telling you, trust me, it's definitely worth it. Never give up.
And it's only going to take 6 months or even a year to be able to fully change the trajectory of your entire life. And it starts with taking a chance. It starts with not being afraid to fail. It starts with not being afraid to be embarrassed and standing up for that, knowing that, hey, I know where I want to go with my life, and 99% of people will never be able to do what I'm about to do. And if you put that in your head, I can promise you that nothing will stand in your way. Don't give a what anyone thinks about you, because at the end of the day, everyone is going to die and their opinions are going to die with them.
Have to sacrifice who you are today for who you want to become tomorrow. You can't become the best version of yourself unless you're willing to neglect who you are today. The bad habits, the bad friendships, the bad relationships, the bad ideas, the bad mindset. If you want to become a person that's successful, if you want to develop a better physique, it will require sacrifice. And if you want to get to the next level, it'll cost you. You will pay the price of discipline and hard work, or you will pay the price of regret.
Trading is impossibly hard. That's really one of the reasons that people get into trading as a way of trying to make money, right? People that aren't really serious about trading, but they choose it. Find me anything in the world where the onboarding process is so easy, but the actual endeavor is so hard, right? Like I tell people all the time, I love sports. I love basketball, I love soccer. If I'm at a Laker game and I'm sitting courtside, right? I can't just like jump in the game and be like, hey, LeBron, give me the ball. I want to try shooting three.
Up until now, success in trading comes with an incredibly steep price that most people simply can't afford to pay. It meant blowing multiple accounts while trying to figure things out alone. It meant during sleepless nights wondering if you'd ever crack the code. It meant explaining to your family why you're still losing money after months of trying. It meant spending thousands on indicators, courses, and signal services that promised results but delivered nothing but disappointment. It meant missing years of potential profits while you struggled through the painful lessons after painful lessons. That was the price that most traders had to pay that many never make it through.
Don't trade unless you're willing to go through 2 years of hell. Man, it was tough. You know, the constant battle of the break even, the losing the money, just going insane when it comes to trading. You see everyone else do it and you want to do it. You want it now. But the problem is in trading is it's over a period of time. It takes time in order to become better. It takes time in order to accumulate success. It takes time to become that trader you said you wanted to be. If you cannot sacrifice, if you're not willing to go through hell, you don't deserve the success. Stick with it, be patient, have resilience, and you will succeed.
Can you give up pussy? Can you give up Friday night? Can you give up Saturday night? Can you cut people out? Can you unfollow people on social media because it might tempt you to go out? Are you willing to sacrifice? I haven't had a day off in 4.5 years. Weekends, holidays, birthdays. I work every day. Are you willing to do that?
While they're partying, you're working. While they're sleeping, you're working. While they're at the cinema eating junk food, you're at home healthy, eating organic food, developing your mindset. Not because you're a freak, but because you realize that in order to get to the next level, you must be willing to sacrifice the necessities and the requirements to get to the next level.
Trading is a very specific way of making money. It's not a way to make money. You have to love trading first. It is so intensive. It plays with every emotion that you've ever had, right? It's not for the faint of heart. And anyone that tries to tell you it's easy is a liar.
I think anyone starting trading is going to lose money for several years. You know, you're looking for a career that pays a lot of money. Everyone trading wants to make a lot of money. You're competing against extremely smart people, and it's essentially a zero-sum game. So you're trying to take money from really, really smart people who are trying to take money from you. And when you start out, they're going to win. You're going to lose money.
Trading is very difficult. I don't think everyone should do it. And if you do it, give yourself 2-3 years to actually master the craft. Where the actual noise on social media is, hey, get started in trading. I'll teach you how to trade and I'll teach you how to make $1 million in 30 days or X amount of money in 30 days. It's so easy. Everyone should get started. I think when people hear that I'm being honest about how difficult it is, they kind of go, well, I think I can relate to this guy because it is difficult. He is telling the truth about it instead of trying to sell something and push people into buying whatever the case may be.
You have 1 million Forex traders. But what are the statistics, right? Look at all the Forex brokers. Look at all the prop firms, right? 80 to 90% fail consistently, right? Look at this, the prop firm statistics are horrible, right? Less than 1% of all prop traders get to the first payout. That's a prop firm statistic. Less than 1%. It's like even like 0.5, 0.4, 0.3%. Get to the first payout. Everybody fails in that challenge, verification, funded, but then they lose money again and they start from the scratch, right? Why is that? Right? Why is that? People should question, why do so many people fail? Right? Because everybody's doing the same, right? That's how it is, right? And of course, there are always outliers.
Yeah.
There's always the few that make it. And congratulations to them. But that's not the norm.
The amount of people that actually get their first payout is 0.007% of people that buy the challenge and then try and do it. So whether that's traders just being really bad at trading and these people, shouldn't be buying the funded account, or maybe these rules aren't, sustainable.
And I believe that trading is the perfect self-mastery, is that if you do not master the self, you are not going to be a successful trader.
Trading is about 90% emotional. There's so much psychology involved in trading. I can't stress this enough. And one thing I hear people talk about all the time is, I want to eliminate my emotions. And my thing is, you can't eliminate your emotions. We as humans, we cannot eliminate emotions. We can't destroy our emotions. But what we can do is we can manage our emotions, get better at understanding ourselves, get better at understanding how we respond to certain things in the market.
Trading is a massive drain on your cognitive system. The amount of glucose, that's the fuel. When you're looking at trading, it's like a 1965 muscle car GTO stomping it, and you're sitting there stomping it, and you're seeing the gas gauge go. That's pretty much what the high activity, the cognitive activity that you're doing in trading, that's what it's doing. I don't care who you are, is that after about an hour and 15 minutes of that kind of load, you're going to start running out of glucose, and all of a sudden your mind's going to get dull, it's not going to be sharp, and you're going to start making mistakes.
This should feel like the most boring process of your life. Trading should be boring, bro. Trading should be really boring. You should have to wake up and be like, damn, another uneventful ass day. Another day where I have to use risk management. Another day where I can only take one trade a day. Another day where I can only risk 1%. And another day where I have to stick to my trading plan. Trading is not as fun as you guys think, bro. All you guys are dreaming up these crazy fantasies, these cool things that you want trading to be. It's not going to be that for you, dude. It's not at all. It's not going to be that at all for you. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, now that you know that it's not going to be all special sunshine and rainbows, cool, let's treat it like that, bro. Treat it like a job, treat it like a step-by-step plan, a step-by-step execution strategy. All you guys are coming into these markets every single day with a new strategy, new excitement on how you're gonna make money, and you just lose hella bread day in and day out. And you wonder why you're scared to enter the market.
It took me 4 years to become profitable. These 4 years was probably the hardest years of my life mentally to some degree. You do everything in your power, absolutely everything in your power, but you can't seem to get it right. And that's where trading is probably one of the most hardest and most painfulest profession. And what does that mean? Well, we can do everything right, but not get rewarded. We can take an A+ setup and still lose the trade, which is insane if you think about it. Whereas we have been taught from school, from sports, and from competitiveness, the more we put in and the more effort we do, we will get a result. We will win a game, we'll be better, we'll perform better. Ultimately, the results will yield. But in trading, it's the complete opposite. And it's one of the hardest subconscious things that we have to train over a period of time, is to accept that we will do the best that we can and still lose money.
Day trading is so difficult because not only are you competing with the market, you're competing with something bigger than the market, and that's yourself. You're fighting with your inner demons. All the inner problems you have, they show out in day trading. When you are trading, you are putting positions on, you start realizing all your flaws, all your emotional battles and struggles. It all starts showing up on the screen, on your P&L and in your trading. And I've seen it happen to so many traders where they put on some positions, and the moment they get into trades, they become an emotional wreck. So trading is not easy. Trading is extremely difficult. And if you are looking to get started, or you are started, just make sure you put that in your head instead of thinking, oh, this is going to be a walk in the park. This guy said to buy this at this point and sell at that point with this special indicator. Doesn't exist. I'm sorry to break it to you. Does not exist.
Forex trading is so difficult. Majority of you should not be a Forex trader, whether you like that or not. So many people get into trading for all the wrong reasons. Yes, We all want to make money. But if that is your only motivation to get into trading, I promise you now, you should stop. You should quit, because you need to have the passion behind it. Without that passion, how do you expect to overcome the hardship, overcome the struggles? It's not going to be possible. And to be honest with you, most people don't have it in their DNA.
It's a harsh world. It's very, very difficult. If you're coming from, let's say, a different business previously, maybe you tried drop shipping before this, and now you want to transition into trading. Maybe dropship didn't work, and now you're coming in trading thinking that's going to work. Trading is tough. It's very, very difficult, and you need to be prepared to put maybe even years of trial and error experience to be even profitable, right? So you need to decide, is this something you want to do? Because anybody telling you it's quick money, quick profit, you can become a good trader very, very quickly is simply lying to you. It's not easy. It's probably the hardest job ever. I have gray hair in my hair and I'm 27. I don't know if that's normal, but it is very, very stressful. And if you're not ready for it, don't get involved. You'd be saving yourself time and money. But if it's something that you're passionate about and you're not coming for the money alone, you want to basically be curious about the market, you have a passion for the market, go for it. I feel like the time that you'll put in will be worth it to you.
People think it's for everyone. It's not for everyone. Some people look at me, some of my friends look at me and say, yo, what's the trading thing saying? But I already know this guy's character inside out. He's not gonna stay consistent in this. He's gonna, you know what I mean, bro? You really have to be thick-skinned to thrive in trading and not give up. As cliche as it sounds, it's not for everyone.
And that's why trading is so hard, because people really focus on that short-term goal, which is day-to-day monetary gain every single day, making money every single day. And you won't get that. And some people think that's what trading is all about, making money every single day. That's the hard thing that people have to get over, is realizing that you have to be able to be okay with losing.
Trading is actually a lot harder because there's no real established route. There's no real guidance, like a 5-year plan. There's no set 5-year, by the way, 100% guarantee you'll graduate and you'll be a trader. It's kind of everybody's got to do it themselves and figure it out. And for that, you need to be of certain ability to be motivated enough and consistent enough to go through years and years without really knowing what the path is, but finding your path and doing it is incredibly tough.
I was locked away by myself. I did not see a single friend. I came out with an afro and a beard. People said, how the hell did this guy, where have you been? They hadn't seen me for so long. But the reality is I was on the charts every single day. I was back testing, I was practicing, I was consuming so much trading content.
I just felt like I was getting a little bit closer to my goal. But then every time I would do this, I would make a mistake and then it sent me all the way back down to zero. It was like that feeling of climbing all the way to the ladder, and then when you just feel like you got to the top, and it's not even about you just see a whole new flight of stairs, you end up falling off the current stairs, then you see the stairs you climbed, and then you also see the new flight of stairs where it was just never ending. Man, that was tough. It was so tough just thinking about it. But really and truly, I think that every trader needs to go through it. And if you are on these flight of stairs, let me just tell you, there is a finish line. But even when there is a finish line, and that's the profitability mark, it is never ending. Even at the profitability mark, there are new stairs, but you just need to get to that line. So keep persevering.
Everybody talks about the millions that you can make in trading, but nobody talks about the dark reality in the journey for you to make those millions. You're gonna have to cut off all of your high school friends, your middle school friends, your lifelong friends. You're gonna have to become a different person to obtain this new skill set. You have to stop strategy hopping and trying to find a new way every single time on how to make money in the markets. And most importantly, you need to have the mindset. Before I had the Bugatti in my garage, how I have right now, I had it in this garage. I had it in my mind, and I would think about every single day, what do I have to do to get the things that I want? And when things got tough, that journey pushed me through those hard times.
Respect trading enough, right? And I see a lot of traders do that nowadays, where they don't respect the game enough. Like, they expect to wake up, open their laptop, press 2 buttons and make money. And I'm like, you're disrespecting people that take this craft very, very seriously. It's the same thing as me trying to go and perform surgery on someone having no education, no experience, no nothing in performing surgery, and expecting to do it while I am now essentially disrespecting the person that spent tens of years in school. Same thing as traders. If you're going into this industry and you open up your laptop and you click a few buttons and you expect to make money, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, I hope you lose money.
If you're not into trading, just don't even start. I could be the guru and be like, yeah, dude, 100% start, change your life. But like, if you're just thinking of it to get into it as like, just a quick way to figure out how to make some money, it's gonna end up just you're gonna lose a lot of money. Trading's hard. Like I've done a lot of hardest thing I've ever done. 100%. Not even close. There's no comparison to how difficult it is, and in unexplainable ways.
Trading is one of the hardest things to partake in the world. However, once you reach the other side, you will be successful for life. There is nothing that anybody can say. That's when you get to the FU money.
Think long term. You know, like think long term. Like as far as don't rush the high lot size. Don't rush it. The money will come eventually, but at the same time, like I think gaining the knowledge is the hardest part, and gaining the consistency should be the goal for you, because once you're consistent enough, you know, the money will actually flow in, and then after a while, like once you actually are consistent enough, your balance grows, then after that you go up your lot size. Those people and everything that are like that, they blow like one account, they're not meant to be traders. You know what I'm saying? Like I have people in my inbox all the time like, oh my god, I hate this, I regret trading this and that. Get a job then. You know what I'm saying? Like trading is not for most people. Like a lot of people don't have what it takes. A lot of people don't have that mental stability that is needed to actually trade long term. Okay? You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for, I've been trading overall for 6 years. I've been trading Forex going on 4 years. Okay? And that's like literally studying every single day. I'm involved inside the markets every single day, charting every single day to a certain extent, and then getting better and better and better at my craft every day. A lot of people aren't doing that. A lot of people aren't studying back to back consistently like how I was. If you're not even doing that, then you're not going to be a good ass trader, honestly. All right. So overall, this is a journey. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. So keep that in mind. All right.
And none of this shit will be easy. Odds that this takes longer than 6 months or takes longer than a year, pretty likely, because you're probably not going to just jump right into demo trading and boom, hit your profitable months like that. And you're not going to jump into live trading and boom, hit your profitable months just like that. You are able to do that. Congratulations, bro. You're a demon. You're a beast. Like, you've been putting in work. If you aren't able to do that, don't let yourself get down, okay? Because I wasn't profitable for 2 whole years, okay? And now I'm doing just fine.
I was like, hey, I'm going to give this a solid 5 years. Like, you go to college, it takes 4 years, right? So why am I going to give trading 1 year? Why am I going to give it 2 years? Let me give it 4 or 5 years, and let me give it real 4 or 5 years. Not nonsense, not, hey, I do it for 1 month, I take 2 months off, I do it for 3 months, and I take a year off. No, nonstop consistency for a long period of time. And I think that mindset just allowed me to just like stay the course, keep my head down, and just, you know, stay locked in. And I always say, look at where you'll be at 25 if you're 18. Look at where you'll be at 40 if you're 30, and so on. When you look at like 10-year, 5-year difference, you start seeing you can accomplish so much more in a longer time period than you can in like a shorter time period.
Right.
What would you do more efficiently to be able to get back to where you are now?
Get on a prop firm. First thing, if I lost everything, like right now I had no kind of capital, like that's like the best opportunity, because back when I started 2014, like only prop firm that was probably out was probably FTMO. No one really knew about it as far as like what it actually entailed and like what was going on about like how that business actually worked. Nowadays, you're a top tier trader. If I lost everything, I think I would result to a prop firm with my current skills. I could lose everything, but I can't lose my skill set. I could build everything back up with the help of a prop firm by actually getting money to leverage based on a company. That's pretty much like the main route that I'll probably go if I lost everything. Get up to like that 600K account and go from there.
You're not really getting the true feeling of trading if you're just on demo the entire time. Throughout like my entire like development of like my style and everything else, like I'm live the entire time. Even if it's like $100 account or $1,000 account, it's still live. So you're still getting emotion, and like you have the urge to want to fix it, like want to actually, you know, understand like why it's not working and that kind of stuff, to even like critique those small things and that kind of stuff. So I feel like it kind of forces you to grow, and that trial and error phase eventually kind of like just goes out the window, because you kind of like are forcing yourself to actually make money, and real money that you're actually using.
I always say a person cannot be disciplined in trading and not be disciplined in their personal life. So if you're having a hard time being disciplined or being patient in your trading, go outside of your trading first, develop this in your personal life. Be disciplined in all aspects of your life. If you say you're going to go to the gym at a certain time, make that a natural habit every single day. Hey, I've committed to doing this, and I will make sure I keep moving forward by doing this. And when you do that in your personal life, you'll start noticing it transitions into your trading. And in trading, you need extreme amounts of discipline and extreme amount of patience. If you are having a hard time with being disciplined or being patient, develop that on the outside of your trading first, and then you will see it slowly transition into your trading. The reasons people suck at it is number one, people try to cut corners. If you go to someone that's like, hey, I've been day trading for 2 years or 3 years, ask them, okay, let me see your data. Let me see your records. Let me see what you've been trading. Let me ask you, what is your edge? When does your edge work? What market conditions does your edge work in? Like, you start asking them these real questions about their trading, they don't have answers because they wake up, they put on a trade, they make money, they lose money, they go on about their day. And they do that for 2-3 years. So they don't take it serious. So taking it serious is you having like a real process. That's number one. Number two, a lot of people don't have a good understanding about themselves, who they are, how they operate, how they think, how they process, what emotions ticks them off, what doesn't. And trading is something that it will expose you of all your flaws, especially your emotional flaws.
That's why trading is one of the most difficult skills in the world, because a lot of people have this emotional attachment to money. And I used to have a very, very bad emotional attachment to money. And that's actually what made me unsuccessful in the markets for a really long time. And then once I learned to detach myself from money and realize that money is just a tool to be able to go to where you want to go in your life, what really changed the process for me was thinking, how can I use this money that I have right now, which at the time was super limited, to be able to get me to where I want to go?
You're not going to get rich from trading by learning technical analysis. In short, your problem is not that you don't know enough about technical analysis. Will you trust me on this? That you don't need any more technical analysis. You need a serious review of how you think when you're trading. So let's try with that. My argument is that if 80-90% of people are losing when they're trading CFDs, this is not a broker profit. This is a human profit. And particularly, I think I mentioned it before, I believe that those 80-90% are perfectly rational people. They're just rubbish traders because they haven't learned to think properly. They haven't learned to deal with fear.
The only people that are going to be successful in trading understand that becoming a good and successful and profitable day trader, it takes 3 very important skills. Not only does it take an edge within the market, edge, no goon, okay, I'm talking about strategy, fully understanding where price wants to go. But not only that, if you only have this, you're still screwed. You also need psychology and you also need risk management.
People want to leave everything and go into trading. I always say, like, yeah, trading is a great vehicle, but if you have trading as your only vehicle, you will create an enormous amount of stress and pressure into your life. But if you have something else, even if you have a job, right, whatever the job is, don't quit your job, work your job, trade, because now you're not forced to trade every day. Because now imagine you don't have a job, you have nothing, you're just trading. You're going to wake up every day, you're going to wake up every day like, I have to put on a trade. I quit my job, I quit everything, I have nothing else, I have to put on a trade. That leads to a big mess.
Guess what? Someone's working harder than you. Someone's taking steps in the right direction. Because I know for a fact, there's going to be 10 plus people that are watching these videos every damn day, following every single thing that I say in here. And those are the people that are going to come out of here the best. It's up to you. All of this is up to you, right? Goals are just goals until you actually take action. Until you actually complete them, until they're actually reality, right? Goals will forever just be dreams, right? All up in your head until you actually start taking action to go towards them, until you actually make them reality. And now, for me, I know I'm going to set my long-term goals, okay? I know I'm going to set my short-term goals to reach those long-term goals. I'm going to start with you guys. I'm literally right after this video gets not posted, right after I finish recording this video, I'm going over to the store right now to buy myself a new notebook. I'm writing down my goals, and guess what? One of them is hitting 100,000 subscribers on YouTube within this year.
If there's a 50-50 chance that we could win or lose, then doesn't that mean by default that 50% of traders should be winning traders and 50% of traders should be losing traders? But the fact of the matter is that vast majority in the 90% lose money over time in trading. What you need to accept is that the odds are overwhelmingly against you, not from the market's point of view, but from a personal point of view. It's not the market that's the problem. You're the problem. And the problem that you have is that you think the wrong way. You need to think differently in order to become a good trader. And that means that you have to be kind of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You have to be one person when you are out and about with family and friends, but you have to have a different mindset when you are in the market. And that mindset means that you have to accept
that you will always have to buy higher than the previous person, or you always have to sell lower than the previous person. You cannot be afraid of buying something that has already moved up significantly, or you shouldn't be afraid of selling something that has already moved down significantly. And that's where the vast majority of people go wrong.
I say there's 5 stages in trading. There's learning, there's the struggle. So learning, like you're learning how to execute, you're learning the markets, you're just learning the the basics and the fundamentals. And then that goes into the struggle. The struggle is then really staying true to yourself, following your trading plan, like the over trading, the revenge trading. And then the third phase is a breakthrough, I think, in trading. Like you finally find like your aha moment, and then you start to see the green balance come through. And then it will be consistency of that. And then right now for me, it's scalability, which is, okay, cool, we've got the edge, we've got the track record, we've made some money. What can we look at next? Funds, private equity, hopefully. So learning, struggle, breakthrough, consistency, scalability.
I'm going to give myself 2 years, and I'm going to give myself proper 2 years of focusing on the market, focusing on what I need to do. And in those 2 years, I'm not focused on making money. I'm not focused on being profitable. I'm focused on becoming a better trader. I'm focused on these following things. I'm focused on identifying an edge, focused on identifying what works for me. I'm focused on understanding and learning about the markets as much as I can, learning more about myself. What works for me? How do I respond to a losing day? How do I respond to a winning day? How do I respond to my stop losses? How do I respond when the price starts rallying and I have FOMO? How do I naturally respond? So my goal is to understand these things year one, instead of year one, I want to try to make money, or year one, I want to make X amount of money. That should not be the goal. And I see when traders create that pressure for themselves, they have a really, really difficult time on being profitable or even just staying alive.
Time based. It's like, are you actually in love with the craft? Are you even studying the right things? Are you even applying yourself like how you need to? Because I did. And I like to be like an example of a person that puts themselves to, or sets themselves to a certain standard and actually lives that, and actually abides by that certain standard, and actually thrives on actually trying to accomplish things in their life that they actually have goals for. You know what I'm saying? I speak for the majority of people that pretty much is with me. Not the minimal 1% people.
I'm just going to slam my head into this wall. I'm going to keep digging. I'm going to keep going after this because I'm so delusional about my success. I'm so delusional about what's on the other side of this that no matter what, I'm never going to give up, and I'm going to do this. And that's where a lot of you guys are. Most of you guys are halfway through that journey. And if I could give you guys one piece of advice, embrace that, bro. Because again, like when I was thinking about those times, like I kind of got emotional, and I like was overwhelmed with happiness thinking about like, wow, where would I be at in life if I didn't slam my head into that brick wall for 3 years straight? Where would I be at if I didn't have the motivation and have the dedication and discipline to do everything that I did during those times without seeing any results? I know the majority of you guys watching my videos are delusional about your success. Don't let anybody take that away from you. Don't let your parents take that away from you. Don't let your friends take that away from you. Don't let your girlfriend take that away from you. Don't let anybody take that delusion away, because that is your superpower. Only some people have that type of delusion in this world, and I know for a fact some of you guys have that. And if you guys are so delusional about your own success, I know for a fact that one day that brick wall is going to come down. One day that dam, that reservoir is just going to start pouring over you guys, and you guys are going to be able to reap the rewards of all of these years and all of these days without seeing anything in return. But you guys are going to see those rewards. And I know it's really hard right now, and it's really difficult to keep slamming your head into that wall and then getting up, dusting yourself off and say, damn, another day. But guess what? I'm so crazy about this shit. I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to slam my head into the wall, fall on my ass, get back up every single day, and without getting any rewards at all, any money made. I don't give a because that's how bad you guys want this. And if that's who you are, then I promise you, you guys will be successful in this life.
I just got asked right now in a DM, what would I do if I were to start from zero with no money? And it's literally the same exact thing that I already did. Because I started from no money. I was at Dunkin' Donuts 5 years ago. And the first things first, no matter what, is have a vision. Like, is this actually possible? The next thing would be get educated, learn. There's no way you're gonna make money in any industry without learning. It's like same thing, you're gonna go to the gym. You're not gonna get fit if you don't learn about your diet or you don't know about how to actually work out. And then the third thing is have
a crazy obsession that people think you're crazy. Doesn't matter what your parents say, doesn't matter what your friends say, your cousins, relatives, your neighbors, doesn't matter. You have to be so deep into the vision, so deep into your own journey that you do not listen to any outsiders. That's exactly what I did. I was in like 6 to 8 month dark mode where the only person I talked to was myself. That's why I got the results that I had to.
So what advice would you give to young Tom, to the young yourself, when you were making your first steps on the market?
I would say study a lot harder before you start using your money in the market and get your mindset right. And the mindset, I would have said to him, don't start buying the market just because it's fallen 50 points. It can fall 50 points more. And don't be afraid of buying something that's already moved up 50 points.
Your top 3 tips to traders out there wanting to progress and excel?
Tip number 1, create your time horizon, make it longer. Don't put the pressure of becoming good at trading in 3 months. Say, hey, I'm gonna become good at trading in 2 or 3 years. Second, focus on small wins. Starting out, your wins and losses have to be about, was I able to identify my problems? Was I then able to work on my problems? If you identify a problem this month and you work on it next month, it may not reflect on your P&L as you'd like, but that is a win, and give yourself a pat on the back. Number 3, just make sure that there's life outside of trading. Trading is very lonely, so you go through very tough points, especially when you're not doing well. Everyone's against it, your family, your friends, and people around you. So when you get so consumed by it and let it take over your life, it can put you in very dark places. Just make sure you reach out to people and whatnot, but make sure you take care of your physical, mental health, because without that, everything's non-existent.
I think can be learned. I can start playing golf like Tiger Woods. The only thing that separates me to Tiger Woods is desire and repetition. So when you bugger off to the pub or you sit and watch your favorite TV program, I study charts. I go over the trading day. Just like Tiger Woods, when everyone else hit the clubhouse, he went and worked out. And there's no shortcuts. You can't buy a book, you can't attend a course, you can't listen to anyone. You see, you can't be taught anything. I cannot teach you anything. You have to desire to teach yourself. I can guide you, but ultimately you, in any endeavor in life, be it sport, be it politics, be it education, you have to want it yourself. And that's what separates 99% with the 1%, the ones that truly dream and dare and go for their goals and their vision.
Okay, let's establish this. The path to becoming a profitable trader is understood by the average person working a normal job. Why? They just can't comprehend how you face loss after loss after loss after loss, and you're holding on to this very, very, very thin rope that one day you will succeed. And the reason why this rope is thin is simply because you think the entirety of mankind have the grit, have the perseverance, have the dog in them to be able to, excuse my French, but thug it out. Do you think the entirety of mankind have the ability to keep hitting failure after failure after failure after failure without being fed up? Of course not. So the first thing is you have to accept that as a trader, your path is destined for misunderstanding. You are going to be misunderstood, my friend, without shadow of a doubt.
Where are you today, you know, from when you started? How long has your journey been?
7 years.
7 years.
7 years. So,
Okay.
so like 2.5 of those 7 years were nothing. It was just pretty much like on a treadmill, just in the same spot. Just kind of, you know, learning my journey, learning my path, learning the mistakes. And then around 2.5 years ending of that is where I kind of like cracked it in a way.
Right. Right.
What was the mental like when it felt like nothing was happening? Because that's when a lot of people give up. A lot of people give up right before they're about to break through.
I just knew I was gonna win, bro. Like there was nothing that was going to happen other than me winning, and I was ready to do it forever until I did it. I had no issue doing it for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. I'm like, this is what it's gonna. I even get goosebumps, bro, because like I'm being so serious. Like it could have happened 3 years after that. I would have not gave up. I had set myself in stone to make this happen, and it was going to happen yes or yes. So kind of like the moment it happened, it was like, all right, cool. You know, this is what I've been working for, you know what I mean? Like all the sacrifices, you know, distancing myself from my friends, my family, losing money, getting like scammed and shit, but you know, learning all these different platforms. It's finally, you know, kind of paying off.
You're starting out or you're having a difficult time trading, get rid of the I need to be profitable in 1 month, I need to be profitable in 2 years. I'm focused on these following things. I'm focused on identifying an edge, focused on identifying what works for me. I'm focused on understanding and learning about the markets as much as I can, learning more about myself, What works for me? How do I respond to a losing day? How do I respond to a winning day? How do I respond to my stop losses? How do I respond when the price starts rallying and I have FOMO? How do I naturally respond? So my goal is to understand these things year one, instead of year one, I want to try to make money, or year one, I want to make X amount of money. That should not be the goal. And I see when traders create that pressure for themselves, they have a really, really difficult time, because that pressure builds and it makes them put on trades or force trades or take trades that they shouldn't really be taking.
People just don't want it bad enough, you know, and you can't change a person's drive just by talking to them sometimes. But at the end of the day, like, they might just think that you have a cheat code that you're not telling them, but in reality, you just put in a lot of work and you have a bit more experience than the other person, because they just got started. And the same way how a person is just getting started in 2020, I was just getting started in 2014. So I'm just ahead of the curve. You know, nothing different, just that I'm just years and years and years and years ahead, because I was been doing this and a person was just starting this and they expect to see the same kind of result from a person that has been doing this for 6 years. It doesn't make sense. So I feel like just make sure that you understand that this is not an overnight process. Haters are gonna hate. It's part of the game. You know, just stay focused, keep your energy positive, and you know, pray for the people that hate. Honestly, it comes with the territory. You know, new levels, new devils. That's what I say.
Like, you already know what's going to happen. You're going to trade until you get really good at it. The problem with you guys is you guys expect that to happen in like 2 days or 2 months. Again, you guys need to be thinking about in like decades or within like 5-year time spans. Like, think about, how are the things that I'm doing day in and day out going to affect me 5 years from now? And believe it or not, like, the results will come sooner than 5 years, but you have to start thinking about it in those 5-year time frames in order to start being successful.
You have to be so delusional about your own success. You have to be so delusional about where you want to go in life until you've literally just create it out of thin air, and you just have to keep your head down and keep grinding and keep pushing until it happens. And the only way that it happens is if you're crazy. You're always going to be crazy until you're not. People aren't going to believe in you. People are going to say you're crazy, you don't know what you're doing, until you make it. And then they say, yeah, you were right. And that's one of the hardest things when it comes to success. While everybody outside is yelling, saying, you shouldn't be doing this, get a job, be normal. Being normal, bro. Being normal.
I first got started into trading, wanting to become a millionaire eventually one day. But little did I know that trading has changed my life completely. It's developed this new person inside of me that is ready for anything that life is ready to throw at me. So I want to share with you the 3 things that you should avoid that actually elevated me to the level where I am right now. The first thing is going to be, do not listen to any outside noise. Don't let your friends influence your journey. Don't let your family influence your journey. Don't let your relationship influence your journey. Only you can determine what you are prepared for, and only you will understand how bad you truly, really want something. Second is going to be, this takes time. Just because somebody else became successful in 3 months and they lost money for 3 months doesn't mean that you have to lose for 3 months to then become successful. Everybody's journey is completely different. Just because it took a fat person 6 months to lose weight to then get abs doesn't mean that it's going to take the same amount of time for you. You have a different metabolism, you have a different diet, a different workout routine. Same thing in trading. You have a different mindset, a different attachment to money, a different strategy. You can't compare your time success compared to somebody else's. And then third is going to be that you do not need a lot of money to get started and to make money. You need a lot of money to make a lot of money, but you just need some money to just get started. And with the right skill set, you can make infinite amount of money.
Hey, guess what? It's going to be the hardest thing you ever did. It's going to take a long ass time. It's probably going to take 3 or 4 times as long as you think it's going to take. Along the way, you're going to lose all your friends. You're probably going to lose some significant others too along that way. You're going to get made fun of. You're going to get bullied. You're going to get harassed. You're going to get attacked on the internet daily. All right. You're going to struggle. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to owe people money. You're going to fuck up your bank account. There's going to be multiple days where you don't think that you're going to make it. And those days sometimes last for months. There's going to be, nobody's going to relate to you. No one's going to understand why you're doing it. Everybody's going to question it. You're going to have to answer it every single time, and it's going to piss you off. And bro, this is the life that you're choosing. Like you're choosing, and then so you can't be surprised that it's hard. This is what the you're signing up for. And anybody out there that says any of that ain't true, I can promise you they ain't built any. They haven't built any. Show me somebody that says that, and I'll show you they ain't built shit.
I promise you this, the hard work you put in, the extra training sessions, the extra shots on goal, the extra defensive reps, the extra goalkeeping reps, the extra studying hours, the long runs when no one's watching, the study hours when you're analyzing trades, you're analyzing stocks. All this extra work will pay off, I promise you. It may look like you're not reaping the rewards of your hard work, but it's all part of the journey. I promise you, eventually, you'll understand why all the hard work you're putting in and the hours that no one's watching will pay off. It's always hard when you're in the middle of it and you're in the heart of the grind. But when you have an eagle view looking down, you understand that it's all a part of a longer plan. It's all a part of a plan you can't see. So keep putting it in, and I promise you, that work you're putting in will never go unnoticed. Not once. Keep going. It's going to pay off. 1%.